All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you saw the previous video, we kind of took our first look. We started using the Uneekor Eye Mini Lite launch monitor device. We kind of gave you a walkthrough of kind of what the GameDay, the new GameDay software from Uneekor looks like. We ended that with a demo of basically the practice area. So you got to see the driving range, the approach area, and then also the putting green. In today's video, though, we are going to load back into basically that GameDay software. But this time we're going to explore the mini games and kind of show you those because there's kind of three different ones you can kind of play. I'll show you kind of like how we get into it and then we'll switch the view again. All right, so just on the secondary screen here, our menu screen, basically this is just your basic menu. So we're going to go up here to mini games this time. We've got Wedge Challenge, Longest Drive, and Closest to the Pin. So real quick, we'll do basically the Wedge Challenge game. In these game settings, you can basically change how units of measure are displayed. Your target distance, you can set it to random, short, middle, long. Real quick, let's just do short for this one. We don't have wind turned on. This is like because it is a mini game. This is something if you have people over at your house, you want to have a little friendly competition. You could sit here and you could add in all the other people here into the player registration field. But we're just going to go ahead and click on start. All right, so this is the wedge challenge. Essentially, how it's going to work is there's 3 rounds. You're basically going to get 3 shots in each round. You have to hit it down here to what looks like to be kind of a grid board with different point values. So essentially, what you want to pay attention to is over the top right hand corner here. You want to look at basically like your wind if you have wind turned on, but obviously the distance. So the distance to the middle of this grid is 50 yards, and then there's a height difference, so it does actually drop 10. So it's going to play quite a bit shorter than the 50 yards for us. So we're going to hit 3 shots. You will notice in the middle center of the screen up top there is a 30-second timer. So essentially, once you complete the first shot, that's going to start that timer. So it puts a little bit of pressure on you. So you actually have to execute this kind of quickly. And that's kind of handy when you're playing, maybe this with several friends. You kind of want everybody to get up there and kind of get through their shots and kind of keep things moving. All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to go through these 3 rounds. Hopefully, we can get a pretty decent score, and hopefully, we can get the center of the target a couple times. Not a bad way to start. Center square, shot one here. We got a perfect there. And like I said, the shot clock has started ever since you get back to the teeing location. So we'll have to be quick with these next two. A little bit left. Okay, rolled on there. Center square again. Can't ask for a better start than this. See if we can do it one more time here. Go ball. Oh, went too easy on it. Completely missed the grid. All right, so we completed first round. We got 80 total points. You got the 2 center squares, and then we just completely screwed that third shot up. So now as we move on to round two, the distance and the height stay the same. The grid gets a little bit smaller. We're 3 by 3 now, but the point values go up a little bit. So again, same like the first round. As soon as we complete the first shot, the shot clock timer starts at the top of the screen. Let's see if we can't improve upon that first round and get 3 in the center here. That might be a little bit far. Spin back ball. Whoa, hold on. Really shorted myself at last shot in the first grid, so it went a little bit too far on that. Go ball. Go. Roll a little bit further. Came up just short of rolling into the center on that one. So we got 17 seconds left to make this last and final shot. Hopefully we can get the center here. A little bit thin on the contact there. Go ball. Go. Go. Oh, did not get credit for it. Missed the grid on the third and final shot of that round, just like we did in round one, unfortunately. Now, moving on to round three, the grid gets a little bit smaller, even though it's still 3 by 3. Each square is quite a bit smaller. It is offset to the right this time, as opposed to being just straight on. but we do have increased point value. So see if we can just hit some little cut shots here. Kind of pulled that. Had good distance on it. Gonna probably just have to aim that direction, it looks like. Oh, that one I cut to the right of the. Dang it. Not having any luck here. Let's see if we can finally get one on. Third and final shot. Oh, just deep. Well, really screwed the pooch there on that third and final round. Came away with no points. Trying to be too cute. Trying to cut these little 50-yard shots, apparently. But yeah, so this would be the final page. So you had a bunch of other people loaded here. Essentially, you're just competing for the highest score. All right. So as we exit out, we pop back out. It's going to take us back to the main menu page. When we exit, so we'll go back into mini games. We'll do longest drive this time. New game. Now I wonder if they'll expand this in the future because I have more than 2 courses downloaded, but these are the only 2 holes that it gives you. So you have famous 18th hole at Pebble Beach, and then hole number 12 at the Farms Club. Let's go hit a couple shots out here at Pebble Beach real quick. Kind of switch you over and show you the projector view of the load-in screen. So this is kind of what you're seeing kind of on your main menu or your main screen, usually as you're kind of like loading in. All right, so then it's kind of got you just default. I think you're just kind of aimed middle of the fairway, about 218 yards. We can change that. If we go over in here and click on the mini map, you can kind of see a highlighted circle there. That's to kind of like where your aim point is. So since we're trying to hit a draw, we'll try to go just right of the tree there. Then after you release the mouse, it takes a couple seconds, but then it kind of goes back to the tee box. Um, One thing that I don't like that I've noticed about this though is like every time it resets the shot, it goes back to that default aim point. So I wish there was a way where I could save that aim point so I could just sit here and fire off a bunch of shots in a row without having to go back to the computer. Let's see how terrible bad this is. Hopefully we don't end up in the water. It's got a lot of left on it. Well, we're in the fairway. Yeah. For the limited number of swings that I've had so far today, I'll say I'd definitely take that. And then kind of what I was talking about, like we've gone back to the default aim point, unfortunately. So if I was to hit the same shot, probably aimed in this direction, that ball would have ended up in the water. Another thing too is like you can't click on the mini map in the main screen and change your view. You have to click on the mini map that is actually in the mini map that is actually on the secondary screen. Hopefully we can hit another one kind of like that. Not really any draw on that one. That one's really kind of just straight. We did fly it over the tree though, and it might stay barely in the fairway. Not bad. All right, so I'm going to leave it at the default aim point. Had I hit that last shot there, that would have been fine. But if I'm trying to hit this draw, there's a good chance it might go in the water. So we'll try to leave it and see what happens. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be all right. Quite a bit of backspin on that one. We got a little over 3,000, so probably cost ourselves some distance with that. All right, real quick, just to kind of show you, we will pop out. We're going to quit and go to. So these are the 3 options you get: quit, main menu, and back. If you click quit here, it basically closes game day completely. So you want to go main menu. We'll go back into mini games, long drive, and then we'll select basically the Farms Golf Club this time. And then I'll leave it on side by side so you guys can kind of see the different load-in screens that you get. Um, Obviously, the secondary screen, the menu data screen is on the top right, and then the projector and stuff is on the top left. All right, we're loaded in. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit different because where it's got me aimed, hitting a draw, like I'm probably would end up kind of out of bounds over there, kind of left of the cart path. So I might try to see if I can't hit a cut a few times on this one, just so that we can kind of stay in play here. Um, there is kind of a drop as far as the landing area down there, so we will see a probably maybe a little bit more distance because of that. But with the cut taking some distance off, there's a chance that it'll probably equal itself out here. I just straight pulled it. There's very little right spin. Basically, just hit that straight. We ended up by the road. So not a great first effort. See if we can't actually get some right spin on this thing. That's too much. Yeah. Still missed the fairway, but on the right side this time. We'll just switch back to the full projector view so you can kind of get the course view. Come on. Put one in the fairway. Ah, it's really low on the face. Probably might work out though. Gonna have to get a good kick to the right. Nope. Try one more cut here. See if we can get one in the fairway. Really spinny on this one, and it's gonna miss, I think. Yep. We cannot find this fairway today. We're gonna change our default aim point. Aim kind of down the right side and see if we can't go back to hitting just a little bit of a draw. See if we can't put something actually in the fairway here. Blocked that straight right, and that was kind of off the toe. Got really close to putting it in the other fairway though. And to be honest with you, that's kind of like probably closer to how I play on the actual course. All right, and again, it's kind of reset the default aim location. We'll change it one more time here. Just one in the fairway. Come on, you can do it. Go left. Go left. Kick left. Kick. Well, this is just taking forever. Come on, just put one in the fairway. It's closer. Uh, Hitting the straightest drives of my life right now. All right, so I'm not going to bore you guys to death with me spending the next 30 minutes to an hour trying to hit this freaking fairway. So we'll move on. We've still got to go to, so since we've still got a mini game to kind of show you, we're going to exit out of this. So we'll hop into the last mini game and show that to you real quick. We're going to quit. We're going to go back out to the main menu, go into mini games, and then we're going to go to the closest to the pin. Now, like longest drive, this too has two holes that you can choose. You got the famous hole number 7 at Pebble Beach, and then you've got hole 13 at the Farms Golf Club. We will do both here. We'll do a couple shots at each, kind of show you. All right, so we've loaded out into hole number 7 at Pebble Beach, closest to the pin. So we basically just get to sit here and basically hit shot after shot, in a sense, to see how close we can get. Kind of mirrors the long drive aspect of this. You're using basically the same two courses that we had available in longest drive. So in the top right corner, they kind of give you a heat map for the actual green. They've got this pin placement pretty much dead in the center. It also shows you to remind you we are on stem 10. And then, down here in the bottom right-hand corner, kind of more of an arcadey, gamey kind of style, but it does present you with your actual distance to the pin and then also the elevation drop that you have here. So we're going to hit a few shots here at the screen. Hopefully, we can get something kind of close. I got 54-degree wedge in hand. Probably going to have to hit a little bit of a draw with this to try to get it to the hole, or maybe even just get it past the hole and maybe spin it back a little bit to get it close. So see what we can do here in just a few shots. All right, back of the green. We are trickling back down a little bit, but a little bit far on that one. We did end up 17.25 feet from the hole. So obviously that's the top of the leaderboard because that's the only shot so far. So hopefully shot 2 here we can get a little bit closer. And all right, we at least stuck this one on the green. Kind of the same result though. We didn't even get as close as we were on that first shot. So that's in spot number 2 for distance there. A little bit better on this third and final one here. I don't know if I hit that one far enough. We'll have to see. Come on, go. Nope, kind of kept it a little short. But at least we did go to the number 1 ranking. We were just inside of 16 feet on that shot. Not terrible. We had 3 shots. We put all 3 basically on the green, and pretty much all 3 inside of 20 feet. So had a relatively decent chance of birdie for those. All right, so we'll exit out here, go into the other course that's available. Back to main menu, back to mini games, closest to the pin, new game, Farms Golf Club. Hole's going to be a little bit shorter than what we had on Pebble Beach. All right, so really nice hole. I will say that this is a fun one to hit at because you want to kind of throw the ball past the hole because it is sloped back to the hole, and it actually slopes back towards the hole on both sides, like the right and left side. So if you get it spinning backwards, like it's going to get closer and closer to the hole, no matter which side you land on. So we'll see if we can't, throw a few good shots up there and maybe get something closer than what we had at Pebble Beach just a second ago. It's a little bit thin on the contact. Yeah. Landed on the front side of the green there. Not a very good effort. Hopefully better this time around. I kind of pulled that and drew it, so we're probably gonna end up left. Yeah. Like I said, like you can see, like it spun back, but it also was going closer to the hole. So we got inside 20 feet on that one. More chance here. All right. So yeah, just behind it, spun it back a little bit, improved ourselves. So inside 14 feet. So we're getting better every shot. Maybe I'll give it one more go. Oh well. Whoa. That one looked like it came more just straight back down that hill. So, but out of the 4 shots, the first one was obviously the worst one. It was a thin contact, didn't get enough distance on that one. But just like at Pebble Beach, the other 3, were inside of 20 feet or 15 feet there. So decent birdie opportunity. All right, so that's going to kind of conclude it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was just kind of a run through, show you all the mini games and what they have to offer. Kind of like what I said in the first video, you kind of see that there's still a few quirks here and there that they need to work out. But software is in beta. Hopefully they can work those few little bugs out, and we can actually get just a straight production version of this software. Graphics and everything, gameplay seems to be really good. Just a few things that I think that they need to fix. So like I was saying, like as we kind of look at the mini games, I like the Wedge game. That seems to be like kind of a lot of fun, a way you can kind of challenge yourself and challenge your friends. The long drive, hopefully with the long drive and the closest to the pin, as the software matures and we get more updated versions of it, you get more holes to select both in both of those challenges than just the Pebble Beach and the Farms Club. I will say one of the things that I mentioned that I'd like to see, like when you're looking at either longest drive or you're looking at the closest to the pin challenge, if you could basically set your aim point and then it just basically stay there. That way you can just sit here and you can hit shot after shot without having to go back and forth and change your aim point. I think that would be a really nice feature or something that they could add in a future update, kind of polish the software up a little bit. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give the video a like. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions or anything, or if there's anything specific maybe you'd like to see with the iMini Lite. We are going to continue to do some things. I got some more videos and stuff coming. with that. And again, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.